Hey guys, time for not so much of a rant, but more of a discussion of things that have happened in the Morbius trailer. If you're not aware, the Morbius trailer dropped this morning, and Morbius is another villain of Spider-Man's that Sony is trying to turn into a movie. And oh my god, does that trailer look incredible, and I have so much to say about it with my two cohorts right here from our Comics Experiment podcast. This is Andy, this is Dan.
Hello.
If you haven't seen the trailer, watch it down below so you can get caught up in general. But Morbius, just so you so you're caught up and you know what's going on, Morbius is a villain of Spider-Man's, and they created him when they wanted to have a vampire, but they didn't want it to be supernatural based. So he's a science-based vampire character who's worked with Spider-Man at times and against Spider-Man. He's very much like Dr. Kurt Connors, the Lizard, where he means good, but he always succumbs to his evil nature. While Venom, the other villain that Sony turned into a villain character, is traditionally more of an actual villain as opposed to just being a hero until recently, but we're gonna go back with classic Venom. Anyway, Morbius is a vampire scientist, and that is what we're going to talk about today. So I loved the trailer. Before we go into these MCU Easter eggs and how it links into the MCU and the Spider-Man video game, which they didn't know about, what did you guys think about the trailer?
I thought it was all right. Yeah, I mean, nothing about it really made me go, I really need to see this if I had no knowledge or comic book relation, unlike Venom. Honestly, my first thought was, okay, regardless, I'm gonna go see this. But I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I'm interested.
Honestly, to me, it looked very much like the first Venom trailer in that I saw it, I was like, okay, but it could go either way. It could be really good.
Right.
Or it could be really bad.
I mean, you're not wrong on that nature.
To me, that's how the trailer looked. Like, okay, it's interesting.
Right.
But this could also be a really terrible movie.
Well, so here's the interesting part about this whole thing.
Okay.
This pretty much confirms that in the new Sony deal with Spider-Man, that they're going to be referencing and talking about Spider-Man in the MCU. The biggest evidence for that, and we'll go to this before going to the scene I pulled up for you guys, which I probably should have gone to the other scene first. The trailer ends with the Vulture.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Keaton.
There he is.
Batman.
Michael Keaton. So
Vulture.
The outfit he's using is the exact same prison jumpsuit that he's wearing in whichever one he was in the prison jumpsuit. I think it was
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
He didn't show up in Far From Home, right?
That's
no,
my
but
knowledge.
he's in the jumpsuit
At the very end.
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other guy's like, well, who's Spider-Man? He's like, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what this confirms is that one, looks like Sony's gonna be moving forward with this Sinister Six movie that we were hearing about, what, 10 years ago now?
After Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna move forward with
I
that.
didn't hear about any of that.
So originally in Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, the plan was to then branch the Spider-Man franchise off into villain movies. The Black Cat, Morbius, all of it.
Venom was originally one of the ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
So in that, they were going to have Sinister Six, and they were gonna link them all together and create the Sonyverse, except Amazing Spider-Man bombed horribly twice, so they just called it quits and basically made that weird deal with the MCU. Then they created the Venom movie, which did super well, and then we had the whole situation in which they basically backed out of the deal with Disney, and now
they're back in the deal with Disney.
Now they're back in the deal with Disney, but it looks like they're gonna go forward with their original plan of having a Sinister Six movie.
Okay.
But we're using the Vulture from the Spider-Man movies, meaning they're linked.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting if we go in the direction of like Venom and Carnage and Spider-Man fighting.
Right. That
Yeah.
would be, that would be
Yeah, guys, that's what it looks like to me is the direction we're going with all of this. The other interesting factoid.
The only thing I would say about that is we don't actually have any idea that Venom is linked yet.
Yeah.
Unless there's something in this trailer I didn't notice.
Yeah, like
Any
There's-
rocks in the background waving.
So there's
That'd be
talks, and I don't know about this. I heard it. I heard about it in the Emergency Awesome video about the same topic.
cool. Okay.
okay.
Apparently, the experimentation that Morbius is going through is the exact same stuff they were doing with Venom. They're linking them together in that way. Now, I didn't.
Did they
catch on-
specifically state like the company or anything like that?
And that's what I'm wondering if I missed that.
Because as far as I'm aware, they're in a lab, and the labs tend to look the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm friends with Charlie over at Emergency Awesome, but he may be reaching on that one. I don't know.
I mean, it could be just more of a like fan speculation, like, oh, this could be. There's some similarities.
Yeah.
It's possible. Which I mean, fans have been doing that forever. So.
And it would also
Right.
be super easy for them to link them together.
Yeah,
in that
realistically,
way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what was the company in Venom?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, whatever
Venom
the company
Corps?
was,
My head went Cadmus, and I know that's not right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Either way, it could very easily mention their competitor.
Or even like a subsidiary.
Yeah, there you go. So
well, we got this grant from this corporation that was doing
Right,
this thing.
or we took over after all the
that's
chaos
true,
happened or something like
they had
that.
that weird space alien
Yeah,
thing.
that whole thing that was going on.
The other cool thing about the Morbius thing, though, is this moment. And this is where people are kind of trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
But it's the scene where Morbius is walking along a poster that has Spider-Man plastered on it, and it says murderer. Now, the initial idea was that is the Sam Raimi costume. That's clearly...
what I originally saw this morning. Now, I saw it when the trailer first dropped, so everybody hadn't been able to do analysis as yet, which was that...
PS4.
That's the PS4 load screen with the Sam Raimi costume.
I was gonna say, because you can,
So the load screen for PS4 will have him doing that exact pose in your favorite costume. Now, people are wondering what this means exactly. Are they also going to link this into the Spider-Verse? Are we going to link it into Sam Raimi? Is it just going to be a part of Homecoming? Like, it could mean so many things, or just an homage to the PlayStation 4.
I was going to say, it could just be an homage to the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man. Or it could be linked to Far From Home, or the MCU's version of Spider-Man, but they just use this image.
I was going to say, because that would make more sense considering we ended Far From Home with Spider-Man's a killer.
That is true.
Therefore, murderer.
And it could be. Now, this is the image from the PS4 Spider-Man, so everyone's like, oh, it's linked to the PS4 Spider-Man. It could just be that's the image they used.
It could have just been like, that was the easiest one for them to grab.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and they're like, well, we also own the game thing.
Yeah, so like,
plus
whatever.
Or they want to promote the game. By the way,
possible.
loading screens taken from...
So you could do both in one
I don't
shot.
know about you, but I'm pretty sure he makes that pose a lot.
He does. That's what I'm
like.
saying.
It's not like they were like,
it's not like it says PS4 over it.
You see, press square.
Yeah.
That is on there. It says murderer. It also says beneath murderer. Now available on PlayStation 4.
Murderer, or is he? Find out by playing the PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Check out the new DLC.
And then Jared Leto's just like, I gotta try that.
I should go buy my PlayStation 4. No, I should go buy my PlayStation 5. I'm sure it's got great graphics for that new game.
So to me, that would it wouldn't link it to the PS4, Gwen, because that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah. But I could see them linking this to Tom Holland Spider-Man. It has the murderer. It's got
Michael Keaton,
Vulture in it. Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
So if we are officially, from the looks of things, and this is all speculation at this point, guys.
Nope, it is confirmed.
This is why we don't bring Dan on these rant videos.
Benny said it.
Yeah.
It's small speculation at this point, but if they're going to link Sonyverse and MCU, what do you think the landscape is going to look like?
Hilly.
Huh? Hilly?
I don't know. You said landscape. I don't know.
The landscape.
The terminology threw me off too. I was like, what?
Landscape? I don't know. Grassy? I don't know.
I don't know. There's
well manicured lawns as far as I can see.
I work with idiots.
No, you work with two smartasses who like to make fun of you.
Exactly.
What was the question?
Yeah,
sorry.
If Sonyverse and MCU are going to be linked, but they're going to stay separate to an extent. We're not going to have the Sinister Six going crazy fighting against like
right,
and stuff, and the Avengers are going to show up.
Like Falcon probably isn't going to show up to kick Venom in the face.
Right.
That would be so epic.
Cool.
He just swoops in, kicks him. You got it, Spider-Man.
Whoosh.
Hold on. So just to be clear, this is made by Marvel.
Yes. No.
Correct.
This is made by Sony.
This is Sony.
This is Sony.
Yes.
So Sony made Spider-Man Far From Home, Homecoming, and Venom.
Okay,
and Into the Spider-Verse.
Because, I mean, besides the lab, what connection do we have to Venom exactly?
The Venom connection's a little looser.
No. The Venom thing is there. People are reaching at this point.
Because I actually kind of like the idea of it being the after Far From Home. Because part of me wonders whether or not the Vulture is going to have parts of his character like, no, Spider-Man would not kill. Like if he's gonna be on the side of Spider-Man, because that would be an interesting direction for them to go with that character, because with the way that they treated him in Homecoming, he wasn't like a true villain. Or at least he didn't really kind of give off that vibe when it came to Spider-Man, because he respected him. Like he had a pseudo, but he also kept his, but if you think about it, one, he didn't. If I remember right,
they had a big fight on the beach and he tried to stab him with his wings.
But then decides not to. And then also doesn't give away his secret identity. Because if you think about it, if he wants to kill him, hey, it's Peter Parker.
While that would make sense in real life, This is also a comic book movie,
Oh, I
which is
know.
one of those things where he's like, I'm going to tell other people, so when I get out, I can kill him.
While true, it's also a comic book person where it's like, for all we know, this could be his redemption.
I don't
Him
see
trying
that.
to redeem
I would
himself.
say,
It's
I
a
would
comic
say
book.
more like he would mess with Peter once he got out. I don't
I
see
could
it.
see that,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
see him go redemption route.
I do find it weird though, because as far as I'm aware, when is he? Because he was in the lab, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't remember what scene he was related to, because as far as I'm aware, he
what?
was not a scientist.
What?
no,
Vulture? It's a
no, it
prison.
looks like he's getting out of prison. At one point,
It is?
Morbius is in a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah.
like he's in a white lab coat. In
No,
that
no, no.
movie.
that's
it's
the
like
jumpsuit.
it's a jump. It's what the jumpsuit he was wearing at the end.
Yeah. See, and he's next to the cop cars. So I wonder if he's going into prison as more
Maybe,
to
yeah,
place
it's
it in the
possible.
timeline.
Yeah.
That this is happening before. Oh no, because then
No, 'cause
they
then
could time
murderer
jump.
wouldn't make
Well, they
sense.
could time jump easily. Morbius could just
I
go
mean,
missing.
yeah, it does
Yeah,
go over
yeah.
time.
Yeah. Okay, so other than that, the other big announcement was that Matt Smith is in it. And Matt Smith is. We see him in there.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. Well, he's not Doctor Who. He's
No,
Hunger,
he's Doctor Who.
aka Loxus Crown or something like that.
Sure,
he's basically the
yeah.
main villain. He has the same powers as Morbius, but he gets him some other way from it, I gather, or maybe it's the same way.
Bigger bats.
Yeah, bigger.
I
more
would not be
evil.
surprised if it was one that was an actual vampire that disagrees with non-traditional vampires.
Well, that was a thing with Morbius in comics.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yeah.
he would run into actual vampires.
Exactly.
And they were
And
like,
so-
"You're a
Technically
fake."
speaking, he's not a vampire.
Right.
Yeah, he's kind of.
Although he has
Blade.
all of the same.
I'm gonna compare him to
and
Blade,
Blade
where-
actually would sometimes fight
real-
and or work
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I don't know much about this character in general. The way he looks
He
there
looks
is like a
weird.
real vampire, not like a fake vampire. But I think he
Oh,
made.
that's his hair.
Yeah.
From the sign, I was like, why does he have giant horns? That just.
All vampires have giant horns. Everybody knows that, Dan.
Oh, my bad.
So
My bad.
don't know much about him, but what do you guys think about this? The all-star cast they've got going: Jared Leto, Matt Smith,
Doctor
and
Who.
Doctor Who. So we got Doctor Who, Joker, and the original Batman. I mean, how do you feel about that?
That would be an awesome movie. I would watch the hell out of that.
Batman fights Doctor Who.
No,
and-
Batman has to team up with Doctor Who to fight Vampire Joker.
And if you guys like this insanity, make sure you check out our podcast on Saturdays
That's
where they're always talking about this. We'll probably go much deeper into the concepts of merging all these universes into one and how
Right.
they go on Saturday, guys. But we wanted to give you our gut reaction to the idea. And while they had watched the trailer, and I didn't think they had, at least they didn't know about all the Easter eggs, and I could.
Oh,
talk
I knew
to
about
them.
the
I knew about
vultures.
vultures.
I hate you both.
Let's be honest. If we had
didn't
watched
notice
it,
Michael Keaton in it. Yeah, we actually stopped it like 30 seconds early.
The first time I watched it, I did.
Did you?
No, because I didn't know it was over. It wasn't over.
I will say, seeing
right,
him actually
'cause-
look like Morbius was very cool.
Because they do that. They
Yeah.
do summer.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
watching
yeah.
it on my phone. So they do this like thing where they're like, it's summer. And I'm like, oh, okay. No, where is it? It's before.
oh, you mean the thing that then
There it
goes
is.
into
Literally
the
at the
end?
very end.
No,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they do that. So I was watching it on the phone. I
I
didn't see
see.
there was more to it. And I'm like, oh, it's the title card. We're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moral of the
like I
story,
said, I
Benny
do
doesn't
think-
finish
I do
things.
think it was cool that they had him look like actually like Morbius.
Yeah, that one scene where he
where
like
it's
has
it's
the
gonna
teeth.
look like a monster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
which I liked. I thought it was cool.
I did like that because with stuff like this, I am glad we're finally going in the direction where they're like, no,
It's
do
okay to look
CG.
like the characters.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not like in the 90s, early 2000s where they're like, we want to do a superhero movie,
But let's
but
make
we don't
them
want them to
humanish.
look like superheroes.
Yeah.
You know, I think they need to give that memo to Black Widow for Taskmaster.
Yeah, he just looks like he's going to an airsoft game.
But on that note, we'll see you guys later. Let us know what your thoughts on the Morbius trailer in general and what you guys think about the idea of it linking to the MCU. It's amazing and they haven't said anything, so we're all guessing. Hope
Watch
you guys
it.
enjoyed.
No
Don't
less.
forget to subscribe, like the video. We'll talk more about the MCU, the DCEU, and your favorite comic books, and we'll see you next time right here.